I really like planning. I think one of the things na people get deterred when they have an idea is, sino kayang tutulong sa akin? I would say luck na rin. That's involved. I finished computer science. Now that I come to think of it, it's those relationships talaga that I built before. Tumutulong pa rin sa akin hanggang ngayon. You can't do it alone, for sure. I coach kids as well, teaching them soft skills that can eventually help them. So,
How did everyone in the family find Canada?
very efficient. My kids, mabilis silang nag-adapt. It's been good. I wouldn't say na madali siya. She got bullied and then eventually she wrote about bullying awareness.
How is your daughter now?
She's very confident now. And I keep telling this to my kids. Those could be their limitations, but it doesn't have to be your limitation. I'm not scared to fail because I know Joy will always be there. My wife is like super supportive. When everything else is in chaos and disorganized, she was there at getting everything ready, getting everything organized.
Welcome to the CHERIE MERCADO podcast. We have with us today Jose Manuel Cellan. O, di ba buong pangalan, Jemm, no?
Hi.
Welcome to the FTV Studios, Jemm.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, first tell us about you. Who is Jemm Cellan for those who do not know you?
I grew up in Navotas in Philippines. Tapos I moved to Canada 2019. So I was under a work permit visa. Eventually, we worked towards a permanent residency after 2 years. So we got a permanent residency. Now we're citizens, proud Canadian citizens as well. So just recently lang last year.
That was quite a quick path.
Yes.
But you got your 2019. From then on, 2 years after, you became PR. And then after PR, after 2 years, tama? After 2 years or hindi? 2021. So after 4 years.
4 years, yes.
4 years, you became citizens. So yeah, you're a full-fledged citizen of Canada. Okay, go ahead before I ask my questions. Marami ng questions sa utak ko.
Yeah, sure. Before I came in here, prior to 2019, I used to be part of Globe Telecom and also East West Bank. And yeah, prior to that move, I was in Google Philippines then. So I think eventually that experience led me to feel na parang I should take the kids with me and the family with me to Canada because I know kasi na and we feel na there's more opportunities, I guess, for the kids, especially they're still young, they're growing. I wanted them to experience a different culture and really be exposed to Canada and
So the idea came from you to move here from the Philippines.
Well, me and my wife, we've been talking about it na since 2016 pa. So it's been a while na in our plans. And because we know na and we could see na maganda yung opportunities and because we both worked in Singapore then before. So we kind of know how good the experience is outside and parang the kind of edge and education you get from the West. So we wanted the kids
to the opportunities, the possibilities outside of the Philippines, working in a first world country in a highly efficient country such as Singapore.
Yes.
Canada is pretty much in the same mold.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
But do you have relatives here or friends that out of all the countries in the world, why Canada?
I have a relative sa Winnipeg. I have a cousin in Winnipeg, so we just talk from time to time about Canada, and we could see from their pictures nga and the things that they would share with us online. But other than that, we have a few friends. Most of them kasi nasa BC area, but we keep in touch. But yes, I think most of all, why Canada is really more the benefits that we saw. So yung healthcare before has been one thing na we've heard kahit nasa Philippines pa kami, healthcare, efficiency, and all those different opportunities talaga for kids and for just for anyone.
Tell us about your career journey, the companies that you've worked with. These are big companies, Globe, East West Bank, tas na Google Philippines ka din. And I'm also wondering, is the step to Google Philippines a part of your plan already to to move to a country, a first world country at that. Naplano mo na ba yun? Google Philippines, it opens a lot of doors for international career.
Parang it's more of a, I would say, luck na rin that's involved. Kasi I didn't really start with the big companies, right? So coming out of college, because I came from not really a named college, not a named university, but good enough college.
Ganyan naman
in
sa
nature.
atin. Sa Philippines kasi we equate the named universities with the ones who produce the best students, but it's not true.
It is, yeah.
It's just not true. In fact, when I was in the management position where I was in the place to look at candidates, I realized, and the whole management realized, that the ones who are hardworking, the ones who have the right work ethics, and those who really excel when it comes to working are not even the ones who are maybe in the top mind universities that we're thinking about. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
And let's give tribute to that school that produced you. Look
Yes,
at you
for
now.
sure. Hi, informatics. So I finished computer science. After school, nag-call center ako for a year, and then an outsourcing company as well. So night shift talaga ako for almost 2 years. And then I think around 2007, 2008, the economy of the US, it went sideways with their real estate issues there. Nung time na yon, most of the accounts were pulling out. We could see na nawawala na ng work yung team namin. So I took the chance na I should maybe try for Singapore. So that's where I flew to Singapore on a tourist visa, tried to find a job, and then got converted na to a work permit in Singapore. I think took me about 2 weeks. So
Wow.
it's really taking that risk. So maraming nga nagsabi na parang it's gonna be hard. You know, you're gonna spend a lot of money. It's Singapore, like the currency is different, and syempre expensive din. It was really a risk that I think paid off naman, because eventually with a few companies in Singapore, I met my very first mentor, yung boss ko, who really took me under his wing. Parang he taught me everything I know about digital marketing. So that's how I got introduced to online marketing and digital marketing. Yeah, so in the Philippines, technical support, but I also design websites. So there's a little bit of marketing na in there.
Do you already have the digital component and
Yes.
the marketing component there? But there's something very interesting with what you pointed out when you said that people were saying that it's expensive there, it's going to be a difficult move, there's going to be a lot of risks, but you still push through with it. Because sometimes it's like that you're dissuaded by sometimes even the people you love, or the people who love you. It's not because they don't care for you. Sometimes it's because they care about you too much, or for you too much. No, na you hear all these things, but there's something in you that tells you to take the risk.
Yeah, that's right. I think and that's something and I kind of carried along the way, come to think of it. Na parang if someone tells me, it's not arrogance. It's more of if someone tells me that, okay, this is going to be hard, I know that they care, genuinely care. But sometimes at the back of my mind na lang, parang if I don't try it, baka magsisi ako in the end.
And you're only accountable to yourself.
Yeah, and I don't want to ask the question of what could have happened if I hadn't. Dinala ko siya, and if someone would say na, okay, you can't do this, I don't take it to heart. Pero parang iniisip ko na lang, and I keep telling this to my kids, those could be their limitations, but it doesn't have to be your limitation.
They're actually talking about themselves, their fears
Yes.
that gets manifested or bounced off to
Yeah, that's right.
the things that they tell you, diba? So that's a good thing to keep in mind, that when people tell you things, it's actually more about them than about you. And that's how human nature just plays out. I have a question there that's on my mind when you told me about your story in Singapore. How did you do that? You were there 2 weeks on a tourist visa, and then you landed a job. So you didn't even have to leave and converted to a work permit?
Punta ako ng Singapore on a tourist visa. Stayed with a few friends. Nung nandun ako, then I started looking for a job. And eventually, when I found someone who was willing to give me a work permit, then they applied for it. While I was there, convert na yung visa ko to a work permit.
You didn't
Yeah,
have to
I
leave.
didn't have to leave.
You were there already. And it took a good 2 weeks.
Yeah, a good
to
2
do
weeks to lock in the job, and then waited for another 2 to 3 weeks.
Ang efficient din talaga kasi ng
Yes.
sistema ng Singapore. So for those in the Philippines, I'm just playing this out. Baka meron dun na mga inspire with your move. It's possible for a Filipino to apply to a work in Singapore right there and then. Like, can they do, what's your advice for them? Can they do something that you did? Or should they check it out first before they leave? Ano bang ginawa mo nun?
Ako, I checked it out. But I was in touch with a friend kasi in my call center days who moved to Singapore, and a lot of them have moved to Singapore kasi. So I would say just check first, and then with your current skill set, parang ano siya self-awareness kind of parang test for yourself. So you have to see if your skill set is a match for any of the open jobs or anything na parang hot trending jobs in Singapore.
Paano ka nag-apply? Did you just email and send your resume?
Yeah, online. So it's really parang a blast of emails. It's now more in line with my digital
Ito
background.
na ba yung, hindi ito yung Google sa Philippines, di ba?
So after I moved from Singapore, that's when yung Google Philippines work.
So bumalik ka sa Philippines,
For
tapos
Google,
nag-Google ka. Okay, and then how did the Canada come into the picture?
Yeah, actually, it came into the picture
The Canada move.
when I met a few friends in Google. So when I moved to Google, kasi some of the folks that they had there, one of them came from Toronto. He was saying he started in Google Canada. He started talking
Hindi
about
Pinoy
how good it is
to.
there. Hindi siya Pinoy. He started talking about how good Canada is, how efficient, and their healthcare, and yeah. So that's when we started thinking. So thinking pa lang around 2014, because that's when I was in Google. So around 2014 to 2016, we're just feeling it out, and then researching about Canada.
Paano nangyari yung move?
I think we talked to an agency in the Philippines na parang to give us some guidance, so help us prepare some papers, and then so after namin mag-submit ng papers, then it's logged in the system na. So we were hoping to go into the PR pathway sana. But yung points nga, our points were not as high, and of course I'm getting older then, and then or married and then with one kid, right? So parang yung points is not really there. So I started na parang relax muna, or we'll see how it goes. And then when I moved from Google to Globe and East West, eventually I met folks there na senior people who work for the company that I moved in to dito. So it was Mighty Hive before. So I've met them in the past. So we were connected before. We developed a good relationship with them naman, good working relationship.
Sorry, I missed the one you mentioned. Was it the name of a person?
Oh, it's a Mighty Hive, the name of the
Mighty
company.
Hive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they were looking to hire a person na for Canada, obviously I applied then, but they were like, you know what, I think maybe you're a good fit. Let's see how this materializes. And then I got into a series of interviews
From the
offered me-
Philippines
Yes,
pa.
from the Philippines pa.
What I noticed is your mind and your eyes are always open to opportunities.
Yes.
And then you clamp on it, no? Na parang the people you meet, because the people you have met so far with your story that I'm hearing, they're the ones who led you to go to Singapore, have a job in Singapore, and then go have a job in Canada.
Yeah, it's very, it's very, I think it's, now that I come to think of it, it's those relationships talaga that I built before, those friendships and those bonds that I built before. It's eventually the one na parang tumutulong pa rin sa akin hanggang ngayon.
So in the end talaga yung mga taong nakikilala mo,
Yes.
'di ba? The genuine openness, the genuine curiosity. You said you were lucky, but people who work the hardest are the luckiest.
Yes.
'Di ba? Pagpunta nyo dito, you were already on work permit
Yes.
with your wife and one kid.
2 kids.
Two
Yes,
kids na,
2 kids na
by that
yes.
time. Okay, tell us about that time when you moved here. So the good thing is you already have a job pagdating mo dito.
Yes.
Pero work permit
Work
ka when
permit.
you moved. Okay.
Yeah. So we moved in. Lahat ng papers nila was also settled now by the company. So they really helped me do the move. to Canada. So that was very helpful kasi medyo tinanggal na yung stress to apply for student
Oo.
permit for the kids, and then also an open work permit then for my wife. So lahat yun hinandle na nung company. And like right after that, when we landed, actually ako yung nauna by about a month. Kasi I wanted to make sure na parang pagbalik namin,
bahay na
pagpunta
sila.
nila dito, may bahay na, hindi na kami naghahanap pa ng
Oo.
bahay. Yeah. So 30 days in advance ako, and then they just eventually followed.
And where did you settle when you
So,
got here?
Yeah, we settled muna in North York. So after that, we stayed there for about 2 years, 2+ years. So
How did everyone in the family find Canada?
oh, it's very very efficient. My kids especially, mabilis silang nag-adapt to the environment. I guess being young and
How old were they
more
when they
resilient.
moved here?
2 and 7. Yeah.
What were the things that surprised you? Yung mga culture shock mo sa Canada nung nag-settle kayo dito?
One thing talaga that shocked me is how welcoming they can be. Although being a Filipino, di ba, we know how hospitable we can be, very welcoming, ganyan. But I'm very surprised na in our first neighborhood nga, even in North York, although yes, maraming Asians in that area, but then the company itself is my company is welcoming. Every neighbor namin is very welcoming. So, and the
That's a good
efficiencies.
first experience that you had here.
Yes.
So now you live in Bowmanville. Bakit kayo nag-move?
Yeah. So during the time of pandemic, like everyone is moving to remote work. So I've had the wonderful opportunity nga because I only work from home. So they did that, and then we moved to work from home, and then we decided na okay, it's like Toronto area is, well, it's getting very crowded, and the kids are growing. They want more spaces, more places to play around. So ayun, we eventually decided, okay, maybe let's try and look towards the east. Kasi I've heard, and we have some friends who were also saying na parang mas maganda yung area. You get more playroom for the kids, and it's not as crowded as it is. So yeah, we landed in Bowmanville.
And how are you
2021.
liking it there?
Oh, we love it there. So parang the sense of community in Bowmanville is really good. So
Talaga?
parang, yeah, we have a lot of friends.
That's good to know. Kasi yung ibang mga Filipinos nga, that's one big question where are you going to settle? Especially if you don't know the place. That's one, I remember that's one of my most researched part of moving here is where to settle.
Yeah.
And to think at that time, pabalik-balik na rin ako dito because I was visiting my parents who were living here since late 80s, 90s pa. So may bisita ako, pero iba yung consideration mo when you wanna live there. Diba? So that's good to know.
Yes.
Bowmanville, which is east of Toronto, about 45, you had a
Yeah.
45-minute drive to get to the studio here in Markham. So hindi siya malayo, malapit sa Oshawa.
Yes.
Diba? And they have that kind of welcoming community.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about the kids. Your kids are authors.
Yes. So my daughter, siya yung nagsimulang magsulat. I guess her story was more around. So she was being bullied when she was younger. She experienced
In school?
bullying in school. Yes.
She's 7 when she moved here.
Yeah, but she got she got bullied
It's not
here,
that bullying doesn't happen to the very young. Of course it does. But like,
So she experienced bullying, and she also experienced that even in the Philippines she experienced bullying. Then here she experienced that. So parang kasi my daughter's very playful and very friendly. So talagang dumidikit siya, and siguro it's misconstrued by other kids. But yeah, so she got bullied, and then eventually she wrote about bullying awareness. And yeah, she's on her second book, working on her third book now, third picture book.
and these are
Yeah.
the books that She has written
Yeah, those
axolotl.
two.
My daughter is very curious and loves axolotls as well. I'm
Yeah.
pronouncing it correctly, di ba? Axolotl?
Yeah, the axolotl, yes.
Axolotl.
Yeah.
Yan. Nakita namin siya sa ano ba yung katabi ng Ripley's Aquarium
Oh,
na ba?
yes, meron.
Ripley's Aquarium. They have it. So these are the 3 books of Jemm's daughter, who is
Yeah.
now, how old is she now?
She's now 11. She's turning 12.
She's now
So this,
11.
This next book, that's from my son naman, Kayon.
Wow, so he's already writing na. How old is Zion now? Ito naman pala dun sa son
Yeah.
ni Jemm.
Si Kayon is 8 years old.
How time flies, no?
Yes, how time
Tulang
flies.
kanina nung pinag-uusapan no, before when you left the Philippines. So, how is your daughter now with the bullying?
Oh, she's become more she's very confident now. It's not like she fights back, pero she's very vocal now. Like, okay, I don't if someone's gonna try to bully her, then she's very stern na parang that's not nice. So she's become very 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 confident, and I won't really just attribute it to to the entrepreneurship education, but she's doing other things then that help boost her confidence, like martial arts. So she got there, and yeah, it's been a good experience for her.
So what a journey. No?
Yeah.
So do you think what helped her are, of course, I can tell that both of you and your wife have helped her in developing that confidence. And then the kidpreneur project that you have, that she was very involved in, of course, writing a book.
Yeah.
It gives you a different kind of confidence in the sense now, wow, I can do this. I
Yes.
can do something that's beautiful, that people like, people can learn from. I can be a good force,
Yes.
in the world.
Yes, that's right.
Basically, diba? How has your Canada journey been so far?
It's been good. I wouldn't say na madali siya, but it's definitely challenging with the kind of work that we do, especially me in the marketing space. It can be very demanding in the tech and marketing space. But definitely it's so rewarding nga, that because I do a lot of marketing, and I've started liking working with kids and teaching them about business and entrepreneurship. Ganyan. So I coach kids as well, teaching them soft skills that can eventually help them in the future.
Yung mo muna, yung work mo, what is it that you do and how is your schedule like for that one?
I'm a product marketing manager, so I work for a tech consulting company. I'm still with the same company that brought me here.
Okay.
So going 6 years. So I work with a lot of tech partners. I work with a lot of different brands then. So it can get demanding at times. Especially when you have to deal with different time zones then, kasi some of them are in Europe, some of them are in the West Coast. So minsan you just have to adjust, but because we have so much flexibility, and we work from home naman, so it's
So
it's
100% work from home.
100% work from home since the pandemic. Yeah.
Okay. Some people love that. Some people hate it. Where are you there?
I think I'm in
In the
between.
in-between?
I'm in between. I like it kasi I don't have to spend an extra commuting or an extra other couple of minutes preparing pa. So like now I get more sleep
Correct.
compared to rushing in the morning, and then the rush hour then pabalik. So for me that's one of the biggest one of the biggest benefits.
And you
Yeah.
can choose where you want to live.
Yes.
Like, 'di ba? Ang dami na that. This is really like where you want to root yourself, not just because of the commute to work.
Yes, that's right.
Work can get demanding, but you have time to do this other thing. Did you start Kiddopolis?
Yeah, so I started it with my wife, so we can start coaching kids. Kasi it started during the pandemic then, when everything closed down. We have to find something na for the kids to work on. I found the Kidpreneur workbook. Natuwa naman yung kids ko, and they really loved it. And then I also enjoyed sitting with them and teaching them, okay, this is how you make a logo, this is how you make a budget and all that. So it's been great. So parang eventually nagdire-diretso siya, in a sense na I got myself certified to become an educator for kidpreneurs. So as
Specifically, may ganun pala, parang you get
Meron
a
siya, yeah.
certification specifically for something.
yeah. So
Okay.
I got that certification, their curriculum. I can coach kids around that, and it's been helpful din kasi that that my wife is like super supportive when everything else is in chaos and disorganized. She was there at home getting everything ready, getting everything organized para me and even the kids can do the things that we want to do. So
That's what we wives do. We deserve a trophy every day.
oh yeah, for sure. It's
And I'm
not
glad
easy.
you're recognizing that. Minsan sa aming mga wives, all we want is parang a little recognition na alam niyo yung ginagawa namin. Di naman kailangan sobrang thank you. Diba no, Joy? Ano ba si Joy? But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll resonate with a lot of wives, especially those who have moved here as a family. Kasi ibang klaseng strength ang kailangan, hindi ba, Jemm? Tell me nga about your struggles. You told me it's great, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I think when it comes, for example, to sa time, like I have to work. For example, I have to work the 9 to 5 shift, and then the kids go off school at around 3:30. Ganyan. So there are times na hindi ko kayang sunduin yung kids, and I can't get out of work. So it's good nga na meron akong katag team partner, like my wife is there. And even then si Kayon wasn't studying pa before, so he had to stay home. It's either he stay home or I spend on daycare for him. So it's so hard to balance that yung mga gastos around that. And yeah,
Did
so
he go to
it's a good
daycare?
thing. He did for some time. Yeah. But yung to be available during those times na kunwari there's emergencies kasi bata pa yan eh. So baka magkasakit, they could have eaten something tapos and baka we didn't know na may allergy pala somewhere. So it's going to be we knew na it's gonna be difficult. So si Joy, when our kids were born nga, she stopped working just to take care of the kids. She stopped working full time to take care of the kids, so I can go and work and then explore these other avenues that we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Joy working now, your wife?
So she's doing part-time. She's a financial associate. So
And
insurance.
it's also work from home?
Yeah, just working from home lang.
So that's a good thing nga na you can get part-time jobs because both of you can't be full-time, but it's also tough for just one person to make the money,
Yes.
diba? Especially with the costs here in
Oh,
Canada. Yun nga don't let these things be something that dissuade you from a dream, for example. The things that people say. Ang karamihan ko kasi naririnig, mahal. One of my favorite places in the world is Hawaii. I tell people how beautiful it is, how warm the people are. And like, pero mahal siya ni. It's like, don't let that be, diba? The reason for not going.
Yeah.
I don't know. The universe finds a way. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. You're not naman an entrepreneur. Did you have an entrepreneurial background also? Pero ito ngayon yung pinopropagate mo sa mga kids, no?
Yeah, I think for me, it has always been there. No, when I was in college nga, we parang as a college student, nag-rumaraket kami on the side. So I built a group with our friends. We called ourselves Young Minds at Work. So back then we created websites for some companies. We did graphic design. So since then naman it was there. Like even in Singapore then we created a company, me and my wife. So tag team din kami doon. We did a photo booth business, a mobile photo booth business. So parang we do that every weekend since wala naman kaming ginagawa every weekend. So why not? And it's fun then. So yeah, it has always been there, I would say. I think nagkaroon lang siya ng more structure nung nag-kidpreneurs ako. And when we started coaching the kids nga, then it's that's how I felt like, okay, I think I can do this. And kasi the kids also shared this with their friends. And then like my daughter nga, she has a few friends then mahilig din pala. They have certain skills that they want to use. And then yun, they keep talking. And then eventually we started running a few events and then a few coaching sessions here and there. And yeah, Kiddopolis was born.
More about your kids and Kiddopolis. You started it with your kids. Parang they got
Yes.
into the idea of yung line mo na producing the logo.
Yeah.
Kung paano mag-run ng budget. How does this Kiddopolis work? How much time do you put in it? Are there activities every year? What do you come up with?
So we ran our first activity last year. It's called the Kid CEO Challenge. So where the kids would submit an entry, they'll talk about the problem that they're seeing in the community, and then they'll talk about how they want to solve that problem through entrepreneurship. Like how will they help the community then? So it's we got quite a bit of submissions, and then last November we awarded the winners. There are 5 big winners, and they got to present their ideas in front of the mayor of Clarington, si Mayor Adrian Foster. And we also got Kidpreneur Month proclaimed in Clarington, so it's proclaimed in November last year. Yeah.
So you got your own month
Yes.
that was proclaimed in the town, city?
Yes,
In the city of
town, yeah.
Clarington. It was featured in this Orono. What is Orono?
Yeah, it's a community within Clarington.
Oh, okay. So it was featured in their local paper.
Yeah.
And this was November 27, 2024. No? Ito yung tungkol sa CEO, Kid
Yes.
CEO Awards.
Yes, the Kid CEO Awards.
Let me just read a few of it, no? A few of the excerpts. 9 young CEOs received awards. Some of them, no, some of the ideas that the kids came up with. Let's just tell them first about the top spot in the Clarington Kid CEO Challenge went to a kid named Emma, whose business idea was to help kids that are going through surgery, overstimulation, having trouble with anxiety, or even having a hard time sleeping. Her idea is to make a scented, heatable stuffed animal. So whenever kids are dealing with anxiety or are overstimulated, they can smell the soothing scents of the stuffed animals. And she has specific ways of how to go about her business, 'di ba? Nakalagay dito, well, ito yung reason niya. I want to do this because I also have anxiety, and I think that something like this could not only help me, but help anyone with anxiety or just needs to calm down. So she said she would sell them. I could use scent beads or aroma oils to make a long-lasting scent, but these don't last forever, so I would sell them in packs. There will be 1 package of beads or oil included with the stuffed animal. So meron siyang details on how she's
Yes.
going to implement her business.
Yeah, and it's amazing kasi I was chatting with her parents, and they were telling me it was all her idea. So it was very helpful, very well presented. Like, because I had business owners judge all the kids' entries, and it really came out on top.
So paano ito? May susuporta ba doon? Magiging tunay ba ito na business? Is this going to become a real running business?
Well, that's the hope for it. But like part of her price, kasi she gets coaching hours with me, so we can develop a plan. And kasi we have some partnerships then with organizations who support kids. So hopefully, if she can pitch that idea well, then we can get that started as a real business.
And you'll be amazed with the kinds of ideas, business ideas that kids have. In fact, they can totally stay in the boardroom and they have wonderful ideas. They're
Yes.
fresh, they're relaxed, they're more in touch with what they need or even the world needs,
Yeah.
no? Now, sometimes we don't ask kids, but sometimes if we think about asking them, we'll be surprised about
Yes.
their responses, diba? Like some of the ideas here, for example, make yummy candy treats with no sugar and natural nutrition, including vitamin C from fruits. Business idea to safely remove wildlife pests like raccoons and squirrels from residential areas and relocate them to where they belong. I mean, these are existing businesses, but I'm sure they have a fresh take on how to do that. And sometimes hindi lang naman yan, kailangan pa rin yan in certain areas. Like if the business exists but it doesn't exist in your area, then there's definitely a market for you to do that.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yun nga eh, kasi we told the kids, okay, submit something that where you notice that there's a problem or a gap in our community. So the mayor really enjoyed listening to it kasi at the back of his head, then definitely if the kids are noticing it, then maybe there is an issue.
Iba yung pagtingin natin pag kids yung nag-point out. Hindi negative eh, di ba? Yung parang we see a lot of civic leaders or community leaders. It gets to the point where it gets abrasive, it gets confrontational, we get to protest, we get to... Of course, there's a more... a calmer way to bring that up. But sometimes hindi nanonotice pag ganun eh, di ba? Pero pag kids ang nagsalita, you get the attention and you don't, without the negativity, which makes you want to act on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Diba?
Yeah, and maganda nga rin kasi because when kids have business ideas, unlike us adults, diba, we already have so many, because we have experiences, we have seen so many things happen, then parang mas risk averse tayo. And we're parang very, very careful about our ideas because of all those experiences, all those biases na we got. Pero because they haven't experienced it yet, they're very curious and they have all these really big ideas. They can articulate it well na parang in such a way na nga no, parang di ko naisip yun.
The big goal is to be like a kid.
Yes.
Diba? That is life's big goal.
Yes.
Marami nang in-instill sa atin na fear that we actually have to take out so that we can rush in there and take those risks.
Yeah.
What I noticed about you, Jemm, is that you get to do things. Maraming may ideas eh. Ang daming taong may ideas. The problem is how to actually implement those ideas. Siguro sa 1,000 na may idea, may 10 o 5 na mag-i-implement nun. You're one of those. I can see, no, that when you have an idea, you get to work on it and you get to actualize it. Can you tell us a little bit of a secret? I don't know, like how do you do that? How do you actually make an idea happen?
How do I make an idea happen? Okay, I think one is I really like planning. So planning is something that I've always had, I guess, ever since school. So parang tinitingnan ko, I practice a lot of different scenarios. Parang if A will not happen, B, C, D until how many letters na possible that I can think of. So number one, it's really planning. But for me, the other thing is, I think one of the things na people get deterred when they have an idea is parang at the back of their heads agad, sino kayang tutulong sa akin? You can't do it alone, for sure. 100% you can't do it alone. So even the best entrepreneurs out there that has an idea, they work with different people. So definitely your network, your relationships, it definitely matters. Na parang you won't even know someone you met, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago could really help you at this exact moment now. So always value yung relationships.
Relationship.
Yeah, and I think the third one really is the limitations that I mentioned earlier na parang it can be someone else's limit but it doesn't have to be your limit then. So if you're looking to parang do something, if there's really good interest, you should explore it kasi you don't want the time to come na you would just tell yourself, ay, sayang, sana pala ganito yung ginawa ko. Believe me, it happened to me as well, right? I have so many ideas before na parang, ano kaya gagawin to? I don't have the expertise here and I don't have the expertise there. And then 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, that same idea came from someone else and he's doing it.
Yes,
I don't want to be in that position again. So parang I just want to try.
Which is another question also. How do you choose which of your 10,000 ideas will you work on? Di ba?
I think when there's passion behind it, you would know na parang okay, this one I want to pursue. I really want to pursue. Just like Kiddopolis. Na when I saw that spark in both my kids' eyes when we went through it, na parang okay, I know this. I can probably make this work. So yeah, when we did that, I know yung pulling off that event was hard enough. Getting partners was so hard, but eventually, like with persistence, and if you can show them that you also have that same that passion and that excitement, and be true to your word, kung ano yung pinamis mo, then eventually it just materialized, and it also helped that I have a partner na who's there to I'm not scared to fail. Ganon na. I'm not scared to fail because I know na may fallback ako. Like Joy will always be there na parang to push me if things go astray.
Limitations along the way, because it'll come up. You want to act on your idea. You already have. So you said one of the obstacles would be who's gonna help me, who's gonna partner with me, where am I gonna get the other things that I don't have to be able to complete this. And along the way, these things can deter you from doing it. So you said nga, the passion will push you to doing it, and you'll feel it. You'll know when it's something that you really don't want to let go of. You feel like you're gonna regret it if you don't push for it. Do you notice that life keeps throwing you obstacles when you want to push something?
Yeah, it does happen. And quite a lot then. Like running that Kids CEO event, it had a lot of a lot of challenges behind it then. Like no responses from potential partners. Parang first week or first couple of weeks that I was running an ad, I'm not seeing any submissions. Parang, oh no, ano bang gagawin ko? Like, I wanted this to be big because I had Kidpreneur Month proclaimed for November, tapos I don't have any submissions. What am I going to do? But then eventually nga, with persistence, I just kept posting. I kept posting in our community groups in Facebook. Yun nga, with persistence talaga, it just started coming in. Tapos sunod-sunod na. And it was a great experience and a great exercise then on resilience, really. And parang feeling down for a few days, but if you're down like that, there's no other way. Just keep trying. Ganun lang talaga yung nangyari. But it all boils down to the plans kasi. So like I said, I detailed everything. I know that I made a lot of friends then, a lot of good business relationships with people, and I know and I firmly believe na something will come out of this, and it did. So I'm hopeful now, and it gave me some confidence to run another event and another event. So it's going to be great kasi for me it's not really about earning more from this. It's more of seeing those kids, that same light that I saw in my kids' eyes, that same spark. When I saw it on those 5 winners, those 9 winners, when I saw that parang all happy faces, I'm like, yeah, I think this we can do something like this. And during that event, si Mayor Foster pulled me aside, and he was telling me, "Wow, you made a lot of kids happy today." So that gave me a...
That's your reward.
Yeah, that was the reward.
Challenges, all the hard work that you put into it.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve next after this? Do you want to keep doing this for now? Is there a big vision later on?
Yeah, so definitely I wanna keep doing this. I want to see more kids get into entrepreneurship, not really to turn them into businessmen and women, but really to get those soft skills like communications, leadership. Those skills are things that employers are looking for anyways when they graduate. My firm belief now is those soft skills, they can take you much higher compared to hard skills, and that's something that I learned then from all my experiences. Like, you can learn how to code, you can learn how to program, you can learn all those things as long as you have the passion to learn for it. But if you can't communicate, if you can't lead, if you can't respect, if you don't have empathy, then that's the lid na parang on top of your head. So for me, getting those soft skills in line and growing those soft skills, I think that would take kids into a much better, better place when they grow up.
That's a very good insight that you're not really there to make them into business people.
No.
Like some parents might think, oh, it's okay. It's not, that's not really what we want for her. That's not really her trajectory to become an entrepreneur. But you're right. It's the experience of having to do that, the things that, even just the excitement of presenting your idea, to be able to have the communication skills to verbalize what you're thinking of, how you're going to make it into reality, the process of planning. You can end up whatever you want to do in life. You can end up being an engineer, an architect, a doctor, or whatever it is. But this will still be, the skills that you could carry on forever and that no one can take away from you.
Yes, that's right. And I think one of the biggest things then, kasi for the Kid CEO event, I had my daughter, si Faith, co-host the event with me. So she was hosting in front of, like, I don't know, 30, 50 people. So it was helpful for her communication skills, and also kasi parang the resilience behind it.
Yeah.
Na it's okay to fail.
Right.
As long as you tried your best. And then next time, parang try harder. Work on those things.
Right.
So if they don't get to experience it now, then they might have a hard time.
It's an amazing what gift you can give to people based on your own strengths. It started with your strength in planning, right? And then it just rolls along the way. Yeah. It's amazing, right? Like you have kids, they experience this, and now you want to do this. But before we leave, we have a few minutes left, no? You mentioned that you and your wife work together on things ever since, no? And that she's really been very supportive, and I think you're also supportive of her. So how do you work together? It's not the easiest thing for a husband and wife team to be supporting each other, helping each other, not just with the things that you have to do at home, the chores, the relationship between you and her, but also with the kids, with work, with the thing that you're starting now, your advocacy.
Yeah. How do we make it work? I think it's more of understanding what we're good at individually. Kasi sure we work together, but we're still two different people. So yeah, definitely there will be clashes. There will be arguments from time to time. There will be debates. But at the end of the day, kasi we know what our strengths are. So if she's strong with on the finance side of things, then she does that. Then I work on planning, on marketing, on operations. So if she's more organized, for example, to do it, and I know for certain tasks I need someone to organize, build that ledger, for example. So I know she can do it well. Then I give her 100% confidence. I'm 100% confident na kaya niyang gawin yun. So it's the same thing with her then. Oh, ikaw yung mas magaling dito, you should be doing this. So.
And that's a good lesson for couples kasi sometimes after being in a relationship for quite a while, you see what's wrong with the other person. You see, sana he's more like this or she's more like this. But you could shift that into seeing the other person's strengths instead and focusing on that and what we can do together. Ay nako, marriage of course is not easy. But it is possible to work together as a team. Marriage advice, para dun sa mga nag-iisip na halimbawang, di ba biglang out of the blue, I'll ask you about the marriage advice. But for those who are thinking, should we be more similar when we choose a partner or should we be different?
Wow. I think it's a healthy balance, I would say. Similarities definitely works kasi syempre what else would you be talking about? What else would you be there has to be some sort of common interest. Like us, we love traveling now we like traveling, we like driving, we like spending time together watching movies. eating. So those things we know that we enjoy. But in terms of those differences, parang kunwari, personality wise, we have those distinct differences. But at the end of the day, I think it's something na we both enjoy talking about and we laugh together. Kasi things that she doesn't like, sometimes I like. So so yung mga ganun, you get to have a lighter conversation when you have differences.
Your favorite movie?
Oh, wow. I grew up watching a lot of Big Daddy. a lot of Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay. Favorite book?
Oh, favorite book. I read a lot of John Maxwell leadership books. But now, obviously, my favorite book is my kids' books. A lot of my influences kasi came from John Maxwell leadership, at least over the last 4 or 5 years.
What do you do on your downtime?
On my downtime, yeah, so we either, if we're traveling, we're driving we enjoy long drives, or we're cooking at home, and yeah, just watching TV, and just laughing at experiences ng kids and listening to each other's stories. So
What is one thing that maybe even the closest people to you don't know about you?
Closest people don't know about me. I think it's funny kasi I can shift and I adjust based on my personalities. Like I'm super interested in behavior analysis, and not a lot of people will know that. Like even my closest friends, they wouldn't know that. But I love behavioral analysis. I like analyzing different people. Na parang I could be sitting here, but I'm really observing. So they know na, well, I know na I can adjust talking to anyone based on how they present or perceive themselves. But yeah, that's something na very quirky, very weird about me.
Find it very nice and interesting to know that about you. And maybe your last message before I let you go. Unfortunately, an hour has passed so quickly. I really enjoyed the talk. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I think last words, it's really more about pushing your limits. You may think that the finish line is over, but once you cross that line, when you look forward, there's still a road ahead. So it's you can try, you can rest, you can walk, but as long as you keep pushing forward. Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much, Jemm,
Thank you.
for gracing us in this hour, which was very rich in, for me, inspirational messages. And I am just glad and happy to know you and what you do for
Thank
kids,
you.
the gift that you give through this entrepreneurship program. And it makes me proud hearing of a kababayan story, and that you have pushed yourself and that you're now happy. And I see that you see the positive in things. Like you take out, because for sure in your journey you had a lot of things that you could have looked on the negative side. You could have seen the bad side, but I see that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, you have blinders on those things. You let those things go. You go for the focus, what you want to happen, and the things that could help you along the way are the positives along the way. Am I right?
Yeah, at some point, yes. But I think it's more on, I do notice the negative side and all that. And that's what I'm thankful to Joy for. Because she, as my partner, she sees those negative sides of things. And then she's the one who tries to lighten that up and turns that into a positive. So yeah, that's very helpful.
Shout out to Joy. Are you comfortable to say bye-bye? Say hi here? Maybe not. Joy? She's here in the studio, but like, yeah. Maybe I'll invite her one time for a one-on-one, another one. Thank you, Jemm. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you again next week.